Welcome to Nicolette Career Musings. Today's topic is 8 tips to get you promoted. Lessons from a corporate boss. Thank you so much for watching the replay. If you all are watching the replay, I am going to hang out for just a few moments as it's like 60 seconds before 6:45, and then I will get started. So glad to have everyone join me. Hey, Steph. Hey, James. Thank you all so much for joining. I have great lessons for you guys today. So thank you, hearts, thumbs up, all that kind of great stuff. I got a good lesson because a lot of people want to get promoted, but they really don't know some of the small things you can do to really get yourself noticed. So I am going to be sharing that on today. And as I always ask you guys to do, share the broadcast. So I'm going to take a minute or two to go ahead and share the broadcast myself so I can share it to my page. My business page, I Rock Resumes, and also my page, my group, Career Hackers. And if there are any career hackers out there, I am going to be doing something different with that group. So, hey, Sharon. Hey, y'all, that's my college roommate back when we were freshmen. A while ago, right, Sharon? Hey! Thank you so much for joining. I always ask everybody to share the broadcast. So thank you so much for sharing the broadcast. I am going to do that as we speak. And it's so funny how it really don't even show up sometimes on my phone. And I'm trying to share it, you all. So please share the broadcast with your audience. And now we get started in just a moment. And I hope everybody's having a great day. It's starting to get, here we go. Now I can finally see it. So I'm going to share it right now. But share the broadcast, and I am going to get started. Okay, post it there. And I'm going to give y'all some really good tips. Okay, share it one more time. So share the broadcast with if you all are just joining me, I'm asking everyone to share the broadcast. And if you all are not a part of my Facebook group called Career Hackers Forum, please go ahead and join that right there on Facebook. I have that group. I am going to be doing something exciting and different with it in the next couple of weeks. So it's going to be geared toward job leads and all that kind of good stuff. So go ahead and join that as we speak. Thank y'all. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I'm so glad to see everybody on the broadcast. So today, for those of you all who don't know me, if you're sharing the broadcast with your on your page, those of you who don't know me, I am Nicolette Barrett. I am a career development strategist, expert resume writer, LinkedIn marketer and brander, meaning taking your profile and rocking it out, and do career development and strategy. I am a career coach par excellence, and I have oh gosh, how long have I been? I've been in corporate America for quite a long time and in leadership for over 16 years. So I take a lot of my lessons and teach you guys so you know how to develop your career. And I'm really good at writing. So I rock out your resume to really market and brand you. People say, oh, can you write a resume for you? My name, I Rock Resumes, is very catchy. However, I tell everybody I don't necessarily write resumes. What I do is write marketing and branding documents that capture the eye of recruiters and hiring managers, shortening your time to land the job of your dreams. The founder of I Rock Development Solutions, LLC, doing business, I Rock Resumes. So I'm talking about some tips to help you guys get promoted, get to that next level. And sometimes it's probably not just getting to a promotion, but maybe you want to get to another role that's more challenging. And some of these things will help you get to that. There are things that sometimes we don't really think about, those things that can actually sabotage you as you're going forward in your career. So I'm going to give you those 8 tips. So thank you, everybody, for connecting. And I think that's my little goddaughter on there too. Jaleesa, if that's you please give me some thumbs up and tell me, hey. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing is going to be something very simple that people don't realize that happens. Show up to work before time and not just in time. But very true. Say, for example, you have a start time at 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. or even 8 o'clock a.m. Don't come skidding in the door exactly at that time. That doesn't give a really good look, because it gives the appearance of stealing time from the company that you're working for. So those little things showing your I guess your engagement in the role and being able to be a timely person, being really respecting the role that you're in. If you're always skidding in at the last minute to show up, guess what happens? When you're showing up at that time, you're really not starting on time, because what you have to do, you have to sit your stuff down, you have to get yourself prepared, all of that kind of stuff. So you're actually losing time and starting the actual job. So show up before time. Am I telling you to show up to work an hour ahead of time or anything like that? No. But if you know your time is 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, be there so you can be ready to work at that time, because that's your start time to work, not start time to walk through the building. So those are those little things that would take away from your professionalism and them seeing you are capable to handle more responsibility. So I see that, and it's so funny I'm talking about this because I see this currently happening on the team at my role. So I'm seeing that skidding in, and that you lose credibility. And how can I recommend you for a promotion, recommend you for that next step if you're doing that now? There is no way. If someone calls me on the phone, give me a recommendation on that person. I honestly can't say that person is reliable and dependable, because they're skidding in, taking that 5 minutes here, and come back from lunch, that 5 minutes there, that 5 minutes over here, taking that break 2 or 3 minutes here. Then all of a sudden, your 8-hour work day outside of your lunch becomes maybe 6. Because you're not really being there on time. So be careful and be mindful of your start times, okay? And not trying to get there skidding in at the last minute. That takes away from your credibility as a professional and shows your lack of being accountable, and you're not very dependable. So that will not get you promoted. So be dependable, show up on time, and then my next one is be ready to work at your assigned time. So don't just show up on time, but be ready to work. So therefore, get all your stuff together, go get your coffee, or bring your coffee with you if you have to. And one of the funny things, someone was telling me that their boss told their group, say, I don't pay you to eat breakfast at your desk. You should have your breakfast before you arrive to work, because that's a kind of a distraction. Now, am I, like that with my direct reports? No, I'm not. But it kind of does take away from your productivity. You have all that stuff prepared. Now, if you have a little something that you want to nibble on, some apple slices or orange or a banana while you're working, that's fine. But full blown out breakfasts with sandwiches and oatmeal and all that kind of stuff, you probably want to kind of watch something like that, because people are watching you. Are you ready to work? So if it takes you from the time you walk in the door and a whole 30 minutes before I see one piece of work that you've even touched, that takes away your credibility as well, because now you're not being productive. So how are you making the most of the time that you're there? How are you actually pushing through the work that we need you to push through? So that takes away your credibility as well. Be productive. So show up on time and then be productive the entire time that you are at the job. Because your productivity will soar, you'll help the team, you'll help the department, you'll help the segment, you'll help the company overall. That's what they're looking for, people to help move their company forward, not someone who lacks and lags behind. You don't want that, okay? So that's my number 2 tip. Be productive the time that you're at work, okay? Be productive. Now I said be ready for work at your assigned time and also be productive. That's actually my 3rd tip. Sorry, y'all. So number 4, take time to discuss your career aspirations with your boss, okay? Yes, we are interested in your development. We're interested in pushing you forward in your career, but I can't read your mind. So have those conversations. And if you don't know what your true career aspiration is, that means you need to sit down and think about it. And if you're okay with where you are, that's fine. But if you do have a career aspiration, even if it's not linear in that actual role, you can still talk to your boss about it, because you never know who they may know in another department that can help you get the experience. So if you're wanting to get into marketing and right now you're in a field that's totally not related to marketing, maybe you're in sales or maybe it's over. There are so many things that you can do and as long as you let your boss know that, they can start listening out for opportunities for you, and also preparing you on how to interview for those type of roles. Also telling you how to take the skills that you're already using and utilize it in your current role and transfer them over to the role that you're aspiring to. Okay, so think about that. Discuss it with your boss, and then, you know what, not only your boss, you may want to discuss it with a mentor that's either in that field, or maybe that's not necessarily in that field, but just a mentor who could give you some advice. And who knows, that mentor may know someone as well. So discuss your career aspirations. Don't keep them in your head. Discuss them, because we can't read your mind. How can we help you if you don't tell us about that? So take those opportunities. If you have weekly meetings with your boss, talk about it. If you don't, schedule it. So there's no excuse. Don't become a busy worker bee, putting your head down, doing the work, and then all of a sudden people getting promoted around you and opportunities are passing you by because you're busy working. So make sure you're discussing those career aspirations with your boss so they are aware that you want to go to the next step, either again promoted or into another role that you really have your eye on. Okay. Number 5, support your boss's goals by doing your part. Been doing your job to help them achieve them. So therefore, if there are certain metrics or goals or kind of results that your boss is trying to attain, be one of the key players in helping your boss get there. Because if you're very engaged in helping your boss achieve their results, they're going to be trying to pull you along with them because, hey, they want you to go as far as they go. So if your boss gets that next promotion, hey, I know how this person works. That person needs to have a promotion probably right up under me or right up under another person who has the same level, because I know their engagement. I know that they're passionate about the work, and I know they are really invested in how the organization is doing, how the department is doing, and also interested in what I'm doing. So therefore, support your boss's goals by doing all that you can to help them reach it, and not just like, oh, it's just my task right here, I'm just going to do a check off mentality here, check off there, and not even thinking about it, because trust me, it's bigger than what you do on your desk every day. It's bigger than that. And once you understand that perspective and that concept and start implementing that into your work behavior, then you're going to help your boss reach the goal. And guess what? When the boss reaches their goals, then the organization is going to be that better off. So get engaged, and that way you can also learn some of those skills on how to lead others and how to achieve a goal, how to be in alignment, taking your work to help your boss reach those goals, because that can have technicals, like the spider technical that can do that. So think about even ask your boss, what kind of goals do you have? Well, how can I help you reach those goals? So be in conversation with them and ask them that. And then right in addition to that, number 6, ask how you can help make their job easier. Because if you're able to make your boss's job easier by maybe coming up with a new process, maybe offering a new concept, recommending something. Do you know how now you have gotten your boss to think differently? And you're also showing your leadership skills because you're leading upward. And if you can lead upward, guess what? You can lead others at any time. So why not put you in that position? So therefore, think about, ask your boss, how can I make your job easier? Is there anything that I can do to make your job easier? If you ask me that, trust me, I got a couple of things to ask you to help me make my job easier, because that's about workflow and being able to produce and everybody not being stressed out. One of the things I do not like on the job is rework. If I have to send back work over and over and over again, it's going to take me extra time to look at that work again, and then take the time to have to send the notes, and then for that person to give it back to me. And that kind of cycle would drive a boss crazy, because that hinders them from doing other important work as well. So ask, is there anything that I can do, anything I can offer to, help you? So when you're in that one-on-one meeting or that weekly meeting, and whatever you have at your corporation or your organization, ask that question. It's not all about what the boss can do for you. Ask what can you do for the boss. And then you'll start learning some of those intricacies on what the actual boss needs done to help them move the department, the team, or the organization forward. And that's going to help you with your overall business acumen, because you got to learn the business in order to be promoted. You can't just, oh, I just worked there, I've been there a long time, now it's time to get promoted. No, if you don't understand the business and understand why you're doing what you're doing, you're not going to be recognized to lead anybody else. You're just being a taskmaster, just checking off a box. And no one wants a taskmaster as a boss. They want someone that's results oriented that can push them forward. Okay, so next thing, number 7, ask for a stretch assignment. So what do I mean by a stretch assignment? An assignment that's kind of making you feel uncomfortable, something that's a little bit beyond your skill set, but it's a skill set that you can develop. Say, for example, you want to lead a meeting. Now it's about communication and public speaking, right? Standing up in front of others and relaying some information. That can be a stretch assignment to be able to develop, and not only to speak, but also present a technical aspect of your job to coach, to train, to develop others. That's kind of a stretch assignment. Or there may be a special project. Say, for example, you said, okay, boss, how can I help you do your job? Well, if I only had this kind of system, this kind of process, this will really help me do my job better. Go back and develop that. That's a stretch assignment. That's something that you can chronicle in your performance review. And you know how I am about that. If you can chronicle in your performance review, guess what? You can chronicle that on a resume. And that's going to sell you to anybody else. Not I'm trying to get y'all to leave where you at, but I'm just saying it can help you in so many different ways. So ask for a stretch assignment. Your boss may have some assignments that they can't necessarily get to, but we will be willing to give that opportunity to you so you can develop and you can stretch. So think beyond your actual day-to-day role. Think beyond what you do and think about, how can I help my boss? You know, think about those types of things. Okay, number 8. This is a challenging one. Okay, number 8. Become an asset and not a liability. What do I mean by becoming a liability? You automatically should know what becoming an asset means. But a liability, some people don't realize that they are a liability. If you're always in your boss's office whining and complaining about something, or that the boss always having to keep asking you to do the same thing over and over again, and you're just not getting it, you're more of a liability than you are an asset. And so therefore, if you're a liability, when you find an opportunity that you're really interested in, how would the boss feel about recommending you to someone else? Well, we call that in our organization is dumping. And that's not really allowed. You're not allowed to dump a problem on someone else. No, that's not fair. Because if you're continuously asking this person to develop and do what they're supposed to do the job right, I keep giving the same coaching over and over again, you're a liability. And you know, it's a behind the scenes stressor that I have to keep asking you to do the same thing over and over and over again. And y'all, I'm speaking from a whole lot of experience. And it's so funny because I'm thinking of, it can drive you crazy. And so therefore, you don't want to have that. If I'm asking you to do something, you need to be responsible. And it's your work product, it's your brand, it's all of that kind of stuff. And if you're not on point, I will not even think about recommending you. You're going to stay right here. You're going to stay right where you are, because I'm not putting my name on the line. So therefore, become an asset, meaning that, yeah, this person really gets it. Really gets the job that we do, really gets the projects that we're doing, really gets the goals that we're trying to achieve. This person is an asset. So I can see them being long-term here, being long-time in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, go ahead, Miss Trin. Okay, now that's a corporate big boss, y'all. Trin. So go ahead, Trin. Trin said, in this competitive landscape, it's becoming a liability to be an average, just get by performer. Yes. You don't have to be a problem to be a liability, quite frankly, if you're the opposite of an asset. That is so true, because if you're just hanging out, I call it hanging out, collecting the check, go home. hanging out, collecting a check, and go home. You are truly a liability. You're just basically checking off the boxes. I had a conversation with my team about last week, and one of the conversation I said, because we have different levels, like a level 3, level 2, level 1. You know, the level 3 is, you know, for the high echelon, but the majority of the people, you know, can fall within the 2 too. But there's also a level 1 that's not so great. So therefore, this year I said, okay, now last year was one performance cycle, but this is a new year. Now the number 2 says that you meet expectations and sometimes exceeds. I said, truth be told, a lot of y'all just meeting. So if you're just meeting the expectations, the bare minimum, you're really a 1. And in our organization, a 1 means no raise, no bonus, no anything. So why would you even come in just thinking that and if you're only going to do the same thing, you hope to just keep the paycheck that you're getting, because you're not really owed that for a long term if you're not putting it in, and that can be easily taken away. So work to make sure that you're not only meeting the expectations, but even exceeding the expectations, especially if you're wanting to get promoted. If you're wanting to get promoted, every day you go in, it should be, I am going to exceed expectations. Because if you're exceeding expectations, that means the role that you are in, you have mastered it, and it becomes second nature to you. And now it's time for a new challenge. And that's what you really, really, really want to be, in that kind of position, and not being rated as a level 1 employee, just hanging out. And in our organization, if you get a 1 one time, and then you're on your way to get a 1 the second time, you're no longer going to be probably employed with the company. Because again, you have become a liability and not a true asset. I always say, earn your salary. Not all organizations are able to give a raise every single year, but you have that salary, and treat it as, you know, very precious. Because you know why it's precious? It takes care of your family. It takes care of you're not, you know, married or what have you. It still pays your bills. It really allows you to be a viable citizen in America. So it's not something that somebody owes you. It's an exchange. I do a job, in exchange you give me pay, and that's how it should be. And if everybody, I heard a speaker say, if most organizations know we don't like to work, that's why they have to pay us to get us to do it. Nobody wants to say, you know, I'm going to work every day. No, but what we want to do is do the best job that we can when we do go there. And if you're especially looking to get promoted and get to that next level, think about these small little things that I've covered to help you get there, because sometimes we don't think about it. It's just our normal routine. It's just who we are. That's just the way it is. And it really shouldn't be that way. Getting to the next level takes more than just showing up every day. It takes more than that. So again, I'm going to just do a recap of what I'm saying. The 8 tips. Show up before time and not just in time. Don't be one of those that's just getting in at exactly your start time. No, be there beforehand. Number 2, be ready to work at your assigned time. So if you're supposed to be there at 7 o'clock, don't come in walking through the door at 7 o'clock. Come on now. Walk in before then so you can set your purse down. And I don't mean to just talk about women. Well, set your coffee down or whatever, and then get yourself situated. And then by the time you do all of that, it's so much time has passed. So be there so you can be ready at your assigned time. Then be productive during your entire work day. That's number 3. Be productive during your entire work day, not just for a portion of time, but then you're going to sit back and watch videos, or y'all, I'm saying this because, yeah, it happened. Watching videos and learning how to do stuff. And no, the company don't pay you to do that. That's not your computer. See, that's another Facebook Live. That's not your stuff. So stop doing all your personal stuff on a computer. Okay, that's another topic, because they can track everything. But anyway, then number 4, discuss your career aspirations with your leadership, with your boss. They can't read your mind. You need to tell them so they can help you get there. And if they cannot, and they are not equipped to get you there, they can recommend mentors or other departments, somebody else, to help you get there. But we can't get them out of your head. Share them. We're responsible to make sure you get to the next level, or trying to help you promote or even do better at your job. But share what's on your heart. Okay? Number 5, support your boss's goals by doing your job to help them reach it. So if you're doing your job to help them achieve the goals that they have, then guess what? They'll see you as an engaged person, and then they will feel comfortable recommending you for a promotable opportunity, for a promotion. Okay. Number 6, ask how you can make their job easier. What am I doing that's probably hindering you from doing your job, or what can I do to make your job easier? They may share some things, some struggles that they're dealing with, and you can come up with a solution to help them. Again, you're leading upward and not necessarily just always on the side. That's leadership skills right there, okay? And to get promoted. Number 7, ask for stretch assignments. So when I talked about ask how you can make their job easier, based on what they're telling you, that can become your stretch assignment to develop a new workflow, to develop a new process, to show them something that they're struggling with, even technical on a computer. You may say, oh yeah, you don't have to do it that way, just do it, boom, boom, boom. Therefore, there's something that you can do to help. Take that on as a stretch assignment. That's a great performance review builder, and like I said, a resume builder as well. Okay, the last one again, as Trent so eloquently said, become an asset and not a liability. Hey, Juanette! Become an asset and not a liability. Because if you are a liability, you will not get the recognition that you need. Become an asset. Show what you're bringing to the table. Help the organization, help the team, help your boss achieve the goals. And because when you become an asset, a liability, guess what? Your boss behind the scenes is looking for a way to probably move you out of that position. Or out of the company. Sometimes we got to do it. We got to do it. Get you out of the company and get somebody else that opportunity. Again, the salary that you get from the company that you work for, whatever organization that you work for, it is a blessing. It pays your bills. It allows you to eat. It allows you to have health care sometimes. I don't know, a lot of companies do offer it, but it allows you to do so many things and be a productive citizen in America. So don't take it lightly and just go in there and humdrum. If you're interested in getting promoted, take some of these tips and think about it. Now, of course, at the end, I've always talked about what I can do for you. If you want to talk about how you personally can take your career from one area, one level to the next, call me up. I just introduced my career coaching packages, and they're basically now at introductory rates. Go on there, get one of them, and let's sit down and map out a plan for what you want to do in your career. If you don't know how to do it by yourself, partner with somebody. Yes, and it is an investment. But when you invest in something like that and invest in yourself and invest in your own career and your goals, you can move that much further, because, hey, when you make an investment in anything, you're looking forward to pay returns back to you. So let's get together. Go to my website, iRockResumes.com. Send me an email, irock@irockresumes.com, and we can get together, or even get on my schedule. On my website, you can book a discovery call, and we can talk about it. We can talk about what your goals are. Let's see if we are a good fit, and we can work together. But that's what it's all about. How do I move? And sometimes we just don't know. We need somebody to bat that out, and get a professional who can help you to get to that next role, help you think that out, flush it out, and everything. Okay, well, I enjoyed you all. Hey, everybody. Oh, there's Delisa. Hi, Delisa. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hey, boy cribs. All my folks from back home, back in Chicago are on. I appreciate you guys, and I hope these tips help you guys. And I always ask you guys to share the broadcast so others can see it. Give me some thumbs up and some hearts and all that kind of good stuff. But I enjoy sharing these tips with you guys. And next week, I am talking about negotiating for the salary that you want, okay? And so I'm going to be talking about that on next Thursday at, of course, 6:45 p.m. At 7:30 Central Time, and I guess that will be 8:30 Eastern Time, I'm about to be on a Be Live broadcast. Let me see. And I think I can share it. If I can, I'm going to share it. I'm going to be talking about my business. It's called the Pitch Tank. So one of the people that I met on LinkedIn has me doing one of her podcasts today. So I'm really, look at me. So therefore, I'm going to be doing that in a little bit. So I'm going to sign off. And if you guys need anything, if you have any questions, always pop them in the box. I take your requests and I put them, I organize them and I try to bring it to you guys to talk about it. But in the interim, have a wonderful evening. Thank you all so much for joining. As always, this is Nicolette Barrett, Career Musings, signing off. Bye.